Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about brows and specifically how filling them in can take years off your face in just minutes, especially if you're using a product like what I'm going to show you guys today. It's a cream-based, very natural, kind of waxy contour that I also use, and I'll show you guys how I do my little quick and easy 5 minute, well, really it takes 7 minutes, but 7 minute makeup. And I use the exact same color that I use for my contour to create lift and dimension to fill in my brows. But you could use the technique that I'll show you in this video with any brow powder that you use, a brow pomade. I will also make some recommendations for some Seint colors if you are a fan of the same makeup that I use. That could be good depending on your hair color and what you are looking for. So to start, I'll just do like a quick little voiceover showing you how I do my 7 minute makeup just so you can see it in case you never have before. But then we'll dive into specifically how you can create a really simple, natural brow look that's going to define your face, take years off your complexion, but still look really natural. And I promise it's easy. So if you've been intimidated by brows, hopefully this will simplify it for you. And let's dive into the quick full face of Seint 3D foundation. So I'm starting with some sunscreen. I recently started using tretinoin, so it's super important to get all the extra sun protection, and it's a great layer for this makeup. Then I'm using a little bit of lip conditioner and moving on to my contour. So I'm using a cream contour from Seint. Makes it super easy just to lift and give dimension to my face and provide just a little bit of warmth and a shadow, especially underneath my chin area. And I'm kind of wiping off my brush with the extra product. Then I'm going to brighten up around my eyes with the same cream product and also use it as a little bit of an eyeshadow base on the inner and outer corner and the center of my face where I want to pull the light forward. Next up, I'm going to blend it all together and finish off with my main highlight or foundation color. That's just going to create a natural but flawless finish that's perfect for every day and doesn't settle into wrinkles and fine lines, but also doesn't dry my skin out. Now I'm going to bronze a little bit. Bronzer is different than contour because it gives a warmth where the sun would hit versus casting a shadow where you want lift and dimension. So I love the little bit of warmth that this gives, and I'm doing it like a 3. All right, next up, we're going to put a little bit of nose contour on. I like to use my fingers, super easy. You can skip this step, but it's kind of fun and simple, and I like the results for myself. So next up, we are going to do some lip and cheeks. So all of the colors from Seint that I'm using, this custom palette, work for your cheeks and your lips. And I'm going to also finish off with a little bit of illuminator to give a little bit of shine to the top of my cheekbones. Now for my lips. So here's a little trick. You can take your contour, plump up that under lip, and polish off with your favorite lip and cheek. I'm using a mix of my favorite colors here. Now for eyes, I am going to do my simple 1, 2, 3 simple eyeshadow look just to define, make my blue, green eyes really stand out. Also make my inner eyes look awake with a soft shimmer. Now I'm going to kind of contour with my medium color, almost like a mauve color, right underneath my brow bone. It looks a little scary until you get it all blended out, but don't be afraid to do this because again, it'll give a lift and definition to your eyes, especially if you have hooded eyes like I do. So easy. And I love the warmth that this color gives. You can always blend out with your fingers if you feel like the brush isn't quite getting the job done as well. That's what I did here. So now I am going to put a little bit of shimmer right in the center, just so it doesn't settle in any fine lines and just gives a little bit of attention to my eyes. So I'm finishing off with some mascara. And my friends, we are done. Fastest, easiest makeup ever. Now for the brows. Okay, so I'm going to pull you guys in nice and close now. So number one, you can see how pretty and natural the coverage of the makeup is. I still can't get over that it took me 7 minutes total. Usually I can even do my whole face, including my brows, in 7 minutes, but regardless, it's super fast. So the reason you don't want to skip your brows is you can see, everything looks very natural and pretty, but my brows tend to kind of just disappear. As we age, they get a little more sparse, or you start to get like those gray hairs that infiltrate maybe some of what used to be darker. And if you don't take the time to fill it in, not only do you not look more like finished or defined, but it also can make you look a little older. So we're going for just a little bit of preserving that natural use, and we're not going to try to draw them on or do anything crazy. We're essentially just going to enhance the shape that's already there with the products that are already in the palette. And if you're lucky, like I am, you can use your contour, which is my favorite way to do it because it's right there in the palette. It's right there in the top where my mirror is so that I can easily see. But you can also use an eyeshadow color. Like for me, I would use probably oak. When I look for the brow colors, I look for the depth in your hair. Now I am growing out my grays, and so mine are starting to be a little bit, definitely more cool toned, but a little bit more silvery, which is kind of crazy. I'm kind of liking it. You'll have to like and subscribe if you want to follow that journey because I'm 3 months in now, I think. And this is what it looks like. But either way, you want to pull out the depth in your hair. And so I definitely have more cool tones. If you have like auburn or warm hair, you can use a color like Trust. If you have like more black or more cool toned dark hair, Coal can be a good one. And if you're really fair, like my mom uses Basic. She's got like white blonde, if you will, but it's her gray is more like a silvery white. And so she uses Basic. So those are the Seint eyeshadow colors, but you can do this technique with whatever eyeshadows that you have. But again, I'm going to use my contour just because it's a cream. It's right there. It's what I use. It's easy. And I'm going to use our line brush. So this is the rose gold. It now comes in gold. Sometimes on the rose gold one, the spoolie, if you let it get knocked around, it can get a little crazy. So you can just stick it back in. You can glue it back in if you want. But the spoolie is designed to really kind of help you kind of fluff up the hair that you already have there like that. You can also set it with the brow wax. I don't take the time to do that. I'm just a little bit lazy. And I find that that's another benefit of using the cream is it will set it. So then you take the other side, the little flat side. It's perfect, nice and thin for your brows. And you dip it in a little bit of your contour. So again, I'm using Astoria. And so Astoria is perfect if you have those cooler undertones in your hair. If you're a silvery color or you're a blonde or you're a lighter brown. And here's what we're going to do. All right, so you want your brows to start about where your nostril ends. So if you take your brush, line it up next to your nose, that's about where you want your brows to start. So we can draw a little line right there if you guys want to. Go ahead and, I usually do that last, but I kind of want to start there just to show you where you want your brows to come in. And that's what's going to create a natural balanced look there. Then you want to go from your nostril I'm going to look straight ahead through your eyeball, like your little pupil, and you want to go up to a point. And you'll see that you kind of, like I just kind of made mine go down. You'll see that you'll naturally have a point that sometimes starts to get a little bit more faded here. And so you want to enhance that point just a little bit. Okay. And I'm just kind of filling in, not so much drawing like an exact line, but see how I kind of filled that in? And then you want your brows to end, if you line up your nostril, the corner of your eye, and the corner of your brow bone, you want to make sure that your brows go all the way down to that point. So just draw some little lines, kind of fill in the tail of what's left. And then the last step, which is actually usually my first step, is you're going to draw lines to kind of meet the two in the middle. So draw a line on the top. So from here, it's like you're drawing a little box, right? Here up to the point, and the bottom of that little line underneath there. And then you're just going to take what's left on the brush and you're going to kind of brush up in like hair strokes like that. And this is exactly, if you were to get something like microblading, this is exactly what they would do. It's just with a permanent, like, I guess tattoo, really. So I'm a little chicken when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't do needles. And if I can do it in just a minute with my makeup, I'm like, why would I not do that? But do you see the difference? It's super quick compared to crazy, right? So let me do the other one really fast. So again, here's another way to think about it. Once you kind of get the hang of where to go, I'll draw the line on the bottom. I learned this from my Saint grandma. She did my makeup on this YouTube. Her name's Amanda Ernest, and she was a legit pro makeup artist. And so when I became a Saint artist, was not a professional makeup artist, not that I am now either, but I certainly have learned a lot in my 7 years of being a Saint artist. And she's the one who taught me the little line on the top, line on the bottom, go up to that point, pull and drag it down, and then fill in right here. And so you can imagine if I were doing this with a darker color, like something like Trust, obviously my brows would be more defined. I'm using Astoria, so it's darker than what was there, but it's still nice and subtle, which is perfect for every day, which I love. So I'm just kind of making them even, though do not obsess about trying to make your brows even. Nobody's brows are even, okay? So it's okay. When you do the little trick where, again, you kind of line it up, starting right here on your nose, going through your pupil up to that point, and then ending and finishing like that, and then just using the natural shape of your brow to do it, you will naturally be able to fill in your brows. So, see, you guys, it's so easy. Do not let brows intimidate you. For me, this is the easiest, fastest way to do it, especially with Saint makeup. So, if you haven't yet been color matched and you want me to pick your colors for you, just comment, you can comment below if you want to, but you could also click the link. I have a little form that just takes a couple of minutes. You can shoot me over a no makeup selfie in natural light, and I can help pick all your colors to create your custom palette. Or you can just comment brows or something if you just want that color, and I can get with you on that as well. But again, for me, I use Astoria. I use my contour, but you could also use any eyeshadow even that you already own. So I hope that this was helpful, regardless of if you use or love Saint. If so, give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe for more videos just like this. And I am so thankful for you guys playing makeup with me today. I hope it was helpful for you. Bye, guys.